Good morning and welcome. I'm Celeste and this is my channel Celeste Creates. Welcome back for FlossTube number 63. It is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. Happy New Year to everyone. It's been about 2 weeks since my last video, which was my whip parade. Thank you to everybody who watched that and commented and hung out with me to see all of my whips, which were quite a few. But to share in that joy of just kind of rediscovering all the beautiful things that I have to stitch and going into the new year. That's one of my hopes, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Anyway, so I am back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stay. I hope you subscribe. I hope you come back to visit me and go back and watch my older episodes too. So you can see me with bangs once upon a time. So yes, and so if you are returning, then congratulations. You're amazing. I thank you. I love reading your comments, even when there's no giveaway. I just love reading your comments and hearing about you and what's going on and things you have to share with me. So that's just really awesome, and I thank you for that. So we've had a great beginning to our new year. We've kind of had a cold, so if I sound a little different today, I'm still getting over a cold. It's not been horrible, but I actually did get it this time. I don't often get, I really don't get sick very often, knock on wood, right? But this cold that we had, I don't know, it got me this time, so it's all in my face, but we're doing fine. Slowly we've lost kids back to college, so my daughter left last Friday and went back to Kansas, and so she's been enjoying a lot of snow, and I think that's going to continue for her. Just lots of snow and ice, and as we get really cold here soon. And then on Sunday, my oldest went back up to Fort Worth to law school and his apartment up there. And then I think this Sunday we send my third one, Andrew, back to A&M. And then we really will be back to just 2 kids at home and homeschool. We did get back to homeschooling this week, but it's been a little lighter, and kind of next week is the week when kind of everything really picks back up. All the activities, dual credit classes, extra classes, all those things. Really, we get back into that a lot next week. So enjoying a little bit quieter week, which is a good thing that I was sick this week and not next week. So I took down all my Christmas stuff, I guess late last week, except for the tree and the nativity. And I really didn't want to keep the tree up this long, but the boys were just really, every time I mentioned it, they would throw little fits. You know what I mean, just silly fits. But don't take it down, Mom. Don't take the tree down. You're so anti-Christmas. So last night I announced it's coming down this afternoon before we head into the weekend. So that will be a project for today. And partly because I really need to vacuum and get everything back in order. Anyway, sure, I'll share that with you. But we've had a great holiday. It's just been really wonderful having everybody home, and it's been kind of odd this week to have the first 2 gone. There was a couple of moments when I was like, oh, Jacob is going to come downstairs, or Nicole, and they're not here. So I love my kids. I love spending time with them. I've always loved being a mom, whatever age, but I do enjoy having grown-up children, teenage children. It's exhausting sometimes, but it's really, really, really fun. So anyway, let's get started. I don't have a ton of stuff to show you today, but before I know it, it'll be 30 minutes. Will have gone by. But I do want to show you what I've been working on, and I have giveaways to announce and a little bit of quilting. And so let's get started. So I will start. By the way, it is highly likely that I will have to stop and sneeze today. I will start with my finish that I had since I last saw you. I'm so excited about it. I really was thinking I would get out and frame it this week, but that just hasn't happened with my cold. But this is The Light of Winter that came out recently by Brenda Gervais with By Needle and Thread. And I finished this on the 3rd of January. It is so beautiful. I love all the colors. I love the motifs. Love that basket of flowers down there. The border is so unique. I kind of tossed around, oh, should I do the little 1, 2, there's 3 rows of little satin stitches, and of course my stitching friends were like, yes, do them. So I said, okay. It's not that I can't do them, I was just going, I just want to be done. So I did all that. I think the only change I made to this was changing the white to chalk instead of whatever was called for, because I wanted it to show up a little bit better. So it's just a pure white to show up on this fabric. And this fabric, let me look real quick. So I started this at the beginning of November. And this is a 36 count vintage straw flower. All the called for colors except for the one that I changed to chalk, the white. So, so pretty. So I can't wait to get out there and dig through my frames and find something that will go with this and get it up on the wall. I know it's supposed to be Christmassy, but I'm going to group it with my, what's it called? Winter Rose Manor. I'll put it with that, and that never has come down, so we'll see. So that is my finish, and I'm super happy with that. And so I was really glad I wanted to get that finished so I could work on my new start for the new year. And I know I showed you this. This was one of my Christmas gifts. Ian Dale, 1827, Big and Beautiful by Shakespeare's Peddler. And she really is big. The biggest one I've done to date. But I just love her so much. She is 402 by 531, so 402 by 531. The biggest, yes, that I have attempted to this date. Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher, I've always loved hers that she finished. She really inspired me. I believe Narissa Stitching Lifestyle has this one started as well, and so I'm really excited to be working on it, and I'm loving it so far. So, like I said, this is the biggest one I've done, or the biggest one I think it's the biggest one I've attempted. Yeah, I think Consider the Lilies is the biggest one I've done. And then I have some other big ones out there. Of course, I have His Eyes on the Sparrow and Mary Bars and Savior's Praise. Those are some really big ones, but I think this is the biggest. And you know, a big sampler doesn't scare me. To me, there's no difference stitching a small versus stitching a medium sampler or a giant sampler. It's all the same. It's all cross stitch, right? I think the only thing is that it's just going to take a really long time. So if that's something that maybe bothers you, I wouldn't say, I don't know, I'm not scared of that. But if it bothers you to have something that's going to take you that long to finish, then yeah, I can see that maybe something this big isn't for you. But I don't mind, and I really love the process of these big, beautiful samplers and watching them come together. And eventually it will be done, and I will love it forever and ever. And so I've been working on her, and I do have a question for everybody here in a moment. So I am using this is the updated pattern. So there was an original pattern that she did many years ago, 10, 12 years ago. And I found a picture of it, and I believe it had 3 floss choices. You could do DMC, you could do NPI silks, or you could do an overdyed, which I didn't realize at the time. Excuse me. That overdyed could have been an option, but oh well. I'm doing the DMC. Now the chart only has NPI and DMC on it. Feeling like DMC is probably a good choice for me, even though I absolutely love overdyed floss, because it is such a big sampler and it is going to take so long that I feel like the consistency of the DMC floss, if I were to run out and have to get some more, that's going to be a little, I did buy everything I think I need so far. I have all the DMC. multiple skeins of some colors, but the consistency I think would be there. And so anyway, I'm loving the DMC and it's really beautiful. So here they all are. Really pretty. Really pretty reds and pinks and things. Really pretty. So the only thing I've done so far is change this one. 3047. Sorry. 3047. Well, I'll check this. Here's my progress so far. What a beautiful piece of linen. Okay, sorry. So this is 40 count Athos from Tropical Stitches. My friend Laura. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 40 count. Gorgeous. Can you see that? I think you can. That is a beautiful linen. Remember, go try her linens. They are just something else. So the 3047 was supposed to be these leaves here, and maybe like these leaves and this bunch of grass. And it was just, I haven't taken it off my ring yet because I don't know if I want it somewhere else. But it was just so yellow to me and it wasn't working. I know that's how it looks, but I was not loving it. So I wanted it a little greener. So I went with 3013. So it's different. They're not the same. This is more of a yellow, really. It's got a green hue to it. But I just wanted to green it up a bit. So I did. Pretty happy. Really happy with it. So that is my progress so far. I guess I've got 2 motifs right here. And then that's a page 1 finish. So I'm excited about that. And so far it's just really beautiful. So here's my question. Those of you who maybe have stitched it or have an older version, or maybe I'm just not reading things right. But if you look here, these 2 pink flowers right here on this motif, they are charted on my chart for ecru. Those are not ecru, those are pink. If you go and look at all of the, I think everyone that I've found on Instagram, if you go and look at the hashtag Andale1827, everybody else's are pink too. So I don't know if everybody's changed it because they realized that it's ecru and I don't want ecru there. Or if an older version, it was charted with a different color. I would love to know. I was messaging Lisa and I don't even think she has her copy, but hers are pink too. So I'm really interested to know because my chart says ecru, but I just went ahead and picked a color that I thought would, out of the ones I already had, and did them in pink like everybody else. I think the pink I used was this pink that's in the little berries over here. So that is Andale. I love her. I keep working on her, and I will post my progress on Instagram, and of course I'll show you next time I film a FlossTube in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll have even more progress. And that is her bag. Okay, so I showed you my finish. I showed you my main project. Here's another one that I started recently. Oh, hold on, let me go get the chart. Okay, sorry. As I was putting away Christmas, there's one table that I have, and I'm like, what did I put on this table, and where did all the decor go? Anyway, I decided I needed to stitch a few things, so I started one from this Blackbird Designs book, Ooh La La. So many beautiful charts in here, and I'm doing this one called Spring Green, and I'm not going to put the words Spring Green on it. I'm not sure what words I will use, but I'm contemplating what they will be. I'm using the called for colors, other than I think I didn't have two of the overdyes, and so I'm using the DMCs that are in parentheses there. Those are the colors. So pretty. And then here's my little paltry, oh, that's bad. A little paltry start. But I'm getting there. It's so pretty. And this is a scrap of something. This might be American chestnut. 36 count American chestnut, 1/1. So cute. Oh, I'm just gonna make a little pillow. I have a few little things I want to make. Sometimes, like, I do a lot of different things up here. I might sit in this chair and do hand applique, which I'll show you some of, or work on English paper piecing, or I might cross stitch here. Just depends. But I usually have a project I can work on up here, but then my bigger project, Andale, is the one that's downstairs. So I started that, and hoping maybe to get a little work in on that this weekend and get it closer to a finish, because it sure is a sweet little pillow, and it will look lovely. Okay, let's see. That's really all I've been working on, and yeah, that's it. So then I want to show you what I have, the other things I kind of kitted up just with the floss. I thought this year, I don't have a really big Valentine display, but I wanted to add something else to my Valentine display. So I pulled out this chart that I have from Threadwork Primitives called Be Mine. And I'm going to stitch that. And I just pulled my own colors. I kind of looked at the ones that were called, and I pulled my own colors. So I'll pick some overdyes, and those will be my colors. So I'm going to work on that. Probably as soon as I finish the little spring green, I'll do this one, and then I'll change out and put my little Valentine display up for the month of February. And then I kitted this as well. This is Leontine de Hurt. This is from Vintage Rose Needle Arts. It's gorgeous. I really want to do the whole thing, and I will someday. But I'm thinking for my daughter, for her birthday, I'm going to stitch these 3 up here. Or maybe just 1. We'll see how much time I have. But I pulled out some Schoolhouse Red, and I just love that. We've got the Sacred Heart of Jesus. We've got that stands for Christ. And then we've got Mary, the symbol there for Mary. So I want to stitch either all 3 of those or 1 of those for my daughter for her birthday. So we'll see what happens with that. But I love that. So that is all cross stitch. So what else have I made recently? So normally I have a really, for Christmas, I have a really large snowman display on my hallway table. I didn't count the snowmen this year. I should count them some year. And if I can find a picture, I'll put that in right here. So I took down that display, but I really kind of wasn't done with the snowmen. In January, you kind of think of snowmen in snow and cold weather. So I moved some snowmen to my little aqua table where I usually do a seasonal display. And I kept out mostly Santas that were kind of blue and white and didn't look as Christmassy. And I made a little quilt to go with that display because I have a quilt hanger that's always on this table, and it has a seasonal little mini quilt on it. So I didn't have one. So I put this together real quick. It's just a block from Lori Holt's, I think this is her vintage Christmas book that I pulled this block from. And I kind of changed it around, but I was just looking for something that would kind of look like a blue and white snowflake. So I pulled that together. There's the backing. And I just love how that turned out, and just kind of mimics a snowflake and goes with the decor. So I'll insert a picture here what my little table with snowmen looks like. So yeah, that's really fun. I love that. And I was telling one of my kids, I don't remember which one, but that one thing I love about knowing how to sew and quilt is that ability to I don't know, sit down and pull something together like that to add to my decor, to make something that I want to make, whether it's a bag or a little mini quilt or a quilt, just something that, you know, that I know how to pull that together, and such a real blessing to me. The other thing I've been working on since I last saw you is doing some more blocks for a hand applique quilt that I'm working on. This is called Cherry Crush from the Vintage Spool. Her name is Verna Mosquera. She was a fabric designer, and then she has these beautiful applique quilts. And I love this one so much. So I have been working on this one. I bought it as a kit from a seller at the quilt show 2 years ago here in Houston. And I think it's not these exact fabrics, and her layout is a little different, but it's the shop is in Houston, but she doesn't have a storefront. It's called Good with Sugar, and she has some really great quilt kits when she comes to the quilt show. So anyway, I bought the quilt kit for this one. I think I've showed you in the past. I have 2 blocks done. And this was something I wanted to work on hand applique. And so here is my first block that I did a while back. And another. So cute. And then this, in the last 2 weeks here, I've prepared 3 other blocks. So this has been prepared. I haven't appliqued it down yet. Cute little ice cream cone. And this is a jam jar. And then there's the jam. And then I've been working on this one most of all. I've been actually working on the applique because I have to do it in stages. This bowl of cherries. I just love that. Isn't it cute? So fun. So I've really been enjoying working on that, and I'm kind of trying to do some of the ones that don't feel as intimidating. Some of these that have like lots of ribbony looking things, I'm a little worried, but I'll get there. So I use a couple of methods when I'm doing my hand applique. I've tried various methods, and here's kind of what I've arrived at. So I've done a lot of quilts in the past, maybe 3 or 4, using Lori Holt's applique method, where you use sew-in interfacing. And I will put a general link below that shows, I think, a video of how she does that. So I've used that method for a long time. There's another sneezer. He's the one that gave me the cold. Use sew-in applique to make these shapes. It's a great method. And then in the past, when I did these quilts, I always machine appliqued them on. And so I like that method very much. It is not the best method, I feel, for some of these more intricate pieces that are a little smaller and more difficult. Some of these kind of thinner pieces, I don't feel like it is the best method for that. And so I've tried, different methods of, other interfacing or the starch method. And finally, what I arrived on that I really like for doing the shapes is called Applique. And I will link below Olivia B, she's the owner of the Etsy shop Hillside Rookery. She's got beautiful things, and she sells these tools. She was how I first ran into this method and gave it a try. And then she has just recently put out another video about using this method for preparing shapes for applique, and it's really great. I will link that video below, as well as her shop. And so the method, it's not Olivia's method, it is a set of tools and a method called Applique. And you have a special interfacing, and you use some glue, a glue pen, and then Applique has these special tools, these 2 tools for turning the edges. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. Olivia does a fantastic job of this in her video, but I love doing this method. So go watch her video. So what I've decided on is that for the larger pieces, because the Applique paper that you need is a little more expensive than interfacing. So I'm doing kind of a hybrid because interfacing is definitely, just sewing interfacing is definitely cheaper. So like for this right here, for the jar, that's a great piece to do the sew-in interfacing method like Lori Holt does. This, I use the Applique method. I'm doing the same thing on my Raven quilt that you've seen in the past. You can go back several videos and I'll show you that. And then I also am using these are from Karen K. Buckley, and they're called Perfect Circles. And again, there's a video out there how to use these to make your circles, and so they come in particularly handy for making these beautiful circles for things like the cherries. So it really is a hybrid of the three things I'm doing. Here's my glue pen. On both this and the Raven quilt that I'm doing hand applique on, it is Lori Holt's sew-in interfacing method with shapes, any shape. You can use her shapes for her quilts, or you can use it for any shape. It works for anything. The Applique method for other pieces, the more intricate ones, and then I'm using the Perfect Circles, and I am just loving it, having a wonderful, wonderful time. So that's something I've been working on, and I'm just loving all the hand sewing, and I don't think I ever imagined that I would do this much handwork, hand sewing as I have done in the past couple of years. I think it would have been one of those things that I said never. And now here I am. So the possibilities are endless, right? I would love to learn how to do actual needle turn applique someday, but I'm not in a rush. I'm not there. I'll get there someday, maybe. So let's see, a couple more things, and then I will let you go. But I have some giveaways to announce, and then I have a new giveaway, and then I want to tell you about what I'm reading. Okay, so first of all, there were two giveaways that there were three giveaways a couple times ago that I announced, and two of you have contacted me, and yes, I will get those in the mail to you. I'm sorry I've gotten slowed down with holiday and then getting sick, but I do have your emails in my inbox, and they are going out. I never did hear from the winner of this particular chart, the Waxing Moon Designs Santa. I will go back and comment on your comment and make sure that you know that you want it. Otherwise, I'll put it back in my pile of giveaways to give away at another time. So I will do that. All right, so 2 videos ago, I had 2 charts to give away, and one of them was called Rhapsody in Blue. This beautiful sampler, and these are from 4 Oaks Designs, is that correct? Yeah, beautiful. And you had to comment blue, and so the winner for this chart is... So send me an email. My email is below, and with your address, and I will get that out to you. And then the second one, you had to comment red. This is called a love song. Another beautiful, beautiful chart. Love that. And so the winner for this chart is... And then last time in my whip parade, I had this giveaway. This is a whip that I had barely stitched on and decided I was gonna give it up. And this is called Blooming Bouquets number 4, Beautiful. This is from Jeanette Douglas. That is the chart. It has the great majority of the silk because I used very, very little. And so I am sending this chart. You had to comment beautiful. And so I'm sending this chart to you. So I hope you enjoy that. Give me an email with your address and everything, and I will get this out to you. And then I have a giveaway for this time. We all think about whether, we talked about in the comments not too long about, I asked you, do you make New Year's resolutions? What do you do? I tend to make goals, but I think a lot of times at the beginning of the year, after we put all the Christmas away, we sometimes think a lot about simplifying or maybe cleaning out, kind of getting back to basics in different areas of our lives, and how do we want to enter into this new year. And so sometimes I just really do think about simplicity and getting back to basics and simple joys. And so I thought this was an appropriate chart to give away this time. This is Little House Needleworks, and it's called Simple Joys. It says Simple Joys, Simple Life. What a great chart to start the new year off with. So if you would like to be entered to win this chart, you're going to need to use the word simple. And I would like you to answer, tell me a little bit about, do you have plans for trying to simplify or getting back to some simplicity in your life? I'd love to hear about those plans and what that looks like for you. And so comment simple, and then answer that question and subscribe and like and be at least 18 and all that, right? So that's our giveaway for this time. And then last but not least, I'll talk to you about what I'm reading. Okay, I know that recently on one of my FlossTubes, I talked a little bit about something I was reading or a series I was enjoying, which I still am enjoying. I think I mentioned it's called they're Jane Austen Mysteries by Stephanie Barron, Barron. And Jane Austen is the main character. She's the one solving the mysteries. That has been something I've been listening to, all the audiobooks. I think I'm on number 9 right now. I'm getting those from the library and really enjoying those a lot. And then I am reading a spiritual book. Well, several. I've always got several going, but with a few friends, I'm reading St. Teresa of Avila's Interior Castle. So that one's really good, challenging, but good. And then my other book that is on my bedside table right now is an old favorite that I have not read for many, many years. So it's called My Cousin Rachel. This is my old, and it is by Daphne du Maurier. You can see the author's name. She's probably best known for Rebecca, which is probably my favorite book and movie. It was an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and then, of course, the book is my favorite. And I reread that last year, the year before. I don't know, probably read that 3 or 4 times. But I have not read this one for many, many years. I don't remember the first time I read it, but I have read it once before. But it's got to have been a long time because I really don't have any memories of this. So My Cousin Rachel, I love Daphne du Maurier's writing and the way she tells the story and the twists in her stories. Anyway, it's a great classic, and I'm really enjoying that. So that's My Cousin Rachel. And so that is what I'm reading. I really want to, I can maintain listening to audiobooks. I really like doing that. And then, but as far as like my other fiction reading, I really want to read the stuff I have on my shelf, which, sometimes I'll grab something from the library on my Kindle or a library book and read one of those, and that's fine. I'm not spending any money, but I've got so many books on my shelf, and so kind of my goal is to read more of those this year. And so I'll keep you up to date on that. And my goal for cross stitch is to stitch the things that I have. So that is my goal for that. So maybe that's kind of that idea of simplicity and simplifying, is being content with what I have and making use of what I have, and giving thanks to God for all that I do have and using it well. So I hope you have had a great start to your new year and a wonderful couple of 2 weeks ahead as you stitch and do all the things. I hope to be back in another 2 weeks to share with you what I have been up to, but who knows, that may change. So until then, I pray that God blesses you, and very thankful that you spent this time with me. Have a great couple of weeks. Bye-bye.